Are you guys a fan of things that are phenomenal?
Yeah!
Well, good. Because this next person is also that. Give it up for my very good friend, Chris Lay.
I was born and raised in North Carolina, so I'm sorry. That's all right. I lived here for 5 years. That counts for some shit, right? Yeah. There's gonna be like a bunch of like trash nymphs floating around to take your plates if you've eaten the wonderful, amazing salad. Just that incredible salad while I'm up here. So just help them out, pass stuff down as you do at these sort of events that you've never been to before. We're all just, it happens that naturally. So I was at the bus stop this morning, waiting for a bus to take me to work, and I was playing that game where you see a blind guy and you try to pet his dog without him knowing that you're petting the dog. Is that? And I was as close as I've ever been to winning this game. And then I lost because a homeless guy wearing a pair of shape-ups walked past. And I couldn't concentrate over here because all of a sudden it's like, and you gotta follow the legs up and go like, are those working for you? Is that working out the thing? Like, oh, yeah, all right, that's, yeah. It's like the best thing that's happening in his life is just this like incredible ass. It's like, keep on trucking, brother. But I was waiting for the bus to take me to a job. I just recently got a new job, and thank you. I'm employed. Hooray! I'm employable. Yeah, it's awesome. And I just started there, and the girl who had my position before me was named Katie. And so when I introduced myself to a lot of people for like 2 weeks. I was like, hey, I'm Chris. I'm the new Katie. And it took me 2 weeks to realize like not everybody knew who Katie was. So to a lot of people, I was just like, hey, I'm Chris. Like, I used to be a gal. Like, that's... I was born Chris, but I always felt like a Katie. It's not... The water cooler's a weird thing. It's just like... This is my life, now it's in yours. Like, that's... You deal with it. This is just a mess. It's like, that's... It's just a weird... I used to work at 4-Star. You guys know 4-Star, the video rental place? No, that place is awesome. Anyway, you ever work a job and you're having a really shitty day, and then one thing happens and it just changes, and all of a sudden you're like, I just learned how to see new color. And this happened this one day. I was just having a shitty, long, terrible, awful day, and then 2 Middle Eastern gentlemen walked into the store. One's wearing a turban, one is wearing a fez. I swear to God, this is a real thing. This is not me. Well, it is me being a little racist, but it's like, it really happened. And so they wander around the store in absolute silence for a half an hour, not communicating to each other in any way that I can, like, foresee. And then for half an hour, and then they just both kind of quietly, just straight-faced, walk up, like, right in the eye, and just slide Aladdin across the counter to me. I can't laugh at them at this moment, or then I'm really racist. Like do they get it? Do they know what they're doing? Do they, like, is this, like, in my perfect world, I've had a lot of time to think on this, and, like, in my perfect world mind, they are performance artists, and they just go from, like, small town to small town in, like, a Winnebago, just, like, sliding copies of Aladdin across, like little video store counters, just brightening days. That's all they do, is they just give people, like, a newfound sense of joy. So working at 4-Star, I watched a lot of movies. You guys remember Home Alone? Yeah. That's a fucked up movie. There's a couple of parts in that movie. No, it's a great movie. I see a face in the back. It's like, why would you say that? No, like, don't worry. It'll make sense. I've thought this out. It's cool. There's a part in that movie where Buzz calls Kevin a trout sniffer. And you're like, what's that mean? Like, I don't, huh? And so as an adult, we have like Urban Dictionary, we've got Google, and it's broken my brain. Because I've dumped trout sniffer into Google, and all that comes up is, it's what Buzz calls Kevin. That's all it is. They invented this vaguely sexual insult for an older brother to call his like 11-year-old son, like brother. Like, this is what he calls him. And you're like, did he just say like, you eat pussy in the bad way? Is that the insult that he just made to his like, that's, what the fuck is this thing? And there's a line in there after Kevin takes the zip line down to the treehouse, and Harry and Marge stick their heads, their big goofy heads out of that window, and like, where'd he go? And the other one's like, I don't know, maybe he committed suicide. You're in a dark room with a bunch of small children, their parents, kids that have never heard the word suicide before. Mommy, what's suicide? Which is just, that's a million times worse than where do babies come from. It's like babies coming from, that's a natural thing. You can be like, yeah, you came from there. Like, that's just, well, okay. Not a fan of this movie. Let's just get you out of here. Another great movie that I love is the remake of The Longest Yard, which much fewer people have seen that than Home Alone. You don't need to have seen the remake of The Longest Yard. It's a football movie, like it's a remake of a thing. It's like a football prison, whatever. Doesn't matter. Yes, was in the original. Then like the remake is Adam Sandler for some reason. Whatever. I don't know why he's like, I'm gonna do this. That's ballsy. That's just stupid. Actually, is what that is. But there's a character that's played by Terry Crews, the big buff dude, like from the the Gillette commercial. You know I'm talking Terry Crews, big dude. And his character is named Cheeseburger Eddie. We got one fan here. One fan who you've been like writing his IMDb page, I think. It's like you've got like Cheeseburger Eddie fanfic probably. That, like, I want to read it so bad. I want to read that so bad. But Cheeseburger Eddie, that's one of his things. Like he's in prison, and he just, over the course of the movie, he reaches into his prison pants down near his like prison balls and dick, and pulls out cheeseburgers. And just gives them to people. And he does this, like, all throughout the movie, as if it's some crazy superpower, like he's an X-Man who just, boom, 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 like that's how it goes. And they're clearly McDonald's, like, emblazoned cheeseburgers, which means somebody from that movie had to sit in a boardroom with people from McDonald's and be like, so he reaches into his prison pants and pulls out burgers and gives them to people. You want in? And the people at McDonald's are like, fuck yeah, we want in. Can he say a thing where he's like, you gotta always watch out for your McNuggets, like he's talking about balls? And they're like, yeah, we can totally do that for you. That's a weird thing, but yeah, we can have to say that in the movie. And so we did. That's how that worked out. I think the coroner of Munchkinland is a really weird job. Like, did he sing that song when everyone died, or just the witch? Like, that's... I think he sang that song when everyone died. Because he says it like, he's not merely dead, he's really most sincerely dead. Like, but it doesn't come out like it's an improvised thing. Like, he doesn't just rhyme it off the dome. He just... I think he's been saying that whenever Munchkins have been dying. Oh, yeah, we're getting dark. This is... Talking about fake little people, fake dying. Buckle up, it's gonna get real. And that's like the one time he gets to like be super psyched about that. Like he's just been like, oh, he's not really dead, he's really most sincerely dead. Very sorry for your loss. I think that's been his thing, like since forever. I got a package the other day that I didn't remember ordering, and that never happens to me. And then I traced it all back, and I realized I ordered it when I was blackout drunk. Yeah. Not something that happens to me very often, but it happens to like a friend of mine. I was like, hey man, you won't believe what I did. He's like, dude. I do that all the time. I just do it. The other day I got a lock-picking set and a taser. I don't know where to buy that stuff stone cold sober, and this like weird blackout Batman's like going off and solving crimes and shit, like, and he tells me like this crazy, and then it's like, I can't tell him that I accidentally drunkenly ordered a box full of women's shoes that I now gotta send back to Zappos. You can't follow up lock-picking set and taser with that. That's me. They like all the shoes fit. That was the really messed up part. They all fit. Yeah. Well, you gotta. How good was I at this? Like, yeah. That's gonna do it for me. Thank you guys very much. I'm Chris.
That was largely because I needed the balance and help getting on stage.
Don't throw me under the bus.
Give it up for Chris Lay one more time.